Hi everyone, it's Lynn from DevineCentral. Happy Wednesday, April 20th, 2022, and I am back with a weekly Wednesday tarot mailbag reading. This time I have something a little simpler for you. It's called Advice on Moving Kid Away from Family. So, here we go. My wife and I have a toddler and live in a mid-sized city by my parents in a region that doesn't really suit us. We've bounced around the country a little bit, and there's one particular place that we've always wanted to move. But now we feel stuck because our son's grandparents enjoy having him nearby and vice versa. We don't like where we live, we don't want to stay here, but feel stuck because of the proximity to family. Any advice would be helpful. So, let me switch cameras on you here real fast. Yay. I am using a mini deck today. It is the Tarot, the Complete Kit, it's called. And in order to find out where it came from, I'm having to use the little book that came with it. Dennis Fairchild. Illustrations by Julie Pashkus. Running Press is where it came from. I saw it on a Georgina Toland YouTube video, and I just thought it was so cute. I kind of had to have it. So that's what I've got today. All right. So instead of boring you with yet one more either or, which this is really geared for, I'm going to simply just do my usual Celtic cross that I do at like the investors fairs. Sorry, I don't know where that came from. The psychic fairs. Okay, so here we have our subject matter, Four of Cups. Here we have our crossing card, which is going to be the Death card. Okay, all right. Foundation, Ten of Pentacles. How appropriate. What's leaving us is the Wheel of Fortune. What's on our mind, or what we're hopeful for, is the Three of Wands. What is the near future, or what's coming, would be the energy that's coming is the Ace of Swords. And then, see, I use the staff as my messages from Spirit. Okay, there we go. All right, let's kind of turn that a little bit so you can see better. Is that better? All right, so we set the rest of the deck inside, and we might take a look at what's at the bottom just for shits and giggles. Okay, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to say hi. Okay, I'm going to move this over here. So here's what we start with. We see the Four of Cups as something being a little apathetic, right? Being a little, my heart's not in it. So we know that we start out with a subject of something being kind of at odds or being at an issue. And that would obviously saying, hey, we have this great life, everything's wonderful, but, we have this desire to move, which is kind of dangling in front of our face. Even though we have all these other wonderful things, around us, and it's kind of hard, for us wanting to make a change. And what it precipitates this? What is the foundation for this subject matter or this question? Isn't it amazing? It is the Ten of Pentacles. And the Ten of Pentacles, as we know, is all about safety. It's and security, about having all is well with the family around us. And it has been, and they have this wonderful family life that's going on, and they're very ambivalent about having to shake it up, and make a change. But the feeling that's leaving them is, or what's going away here in this picture, we have the Wheel of Fortune, and the Wheel of Fortune, talks a lot about, it's like that, it's that drama of being on the outside of the wheel and feeling everything that's going on. It's a need to get centered. It's a need to get grounded or center yourself in the middle of that wheel so you don't feel all of the emotions that go with it. So that means they're going to have to really just buck up and do a lot of thinking, which I think they already have. They're going to have to try to weigh the odds and say, hey, what if we go? What if we stay? What are we going to miss out on, either way? So I think that it's about adapting, to the situation and trying to find the answers that will best suit this situation. And I think that they're really coming close to a decision if they haven't already. I think they've made the decision. They just don't know how to broach it and don't know how they feel about it. So, it's interesting. We feel something with our gut, and then we feel it with our brain, right? And it makes it kind of hard when it's like we know what we have to do, or we know what we want to do, we just can't get our heads wrapped around it. What's on their mind? Well, we've got the Three of Wands, and this is about celebrating happy times. And I think that they're hoping very much for something to work out, something for the future that's going to be a happy solution for everybody all the way around. And they want to be happy about their move. They want their parents to be happy with them about the move. Right? And what comes around the bend, ultimately what's coming up is we have the Ace of Swords. So to me, and aces are about new beginnings, and you can't have a new beginning if you're sitting and staying where you are. So that tells me that I think that the answer is yes, they're going to move, but it's going to be, it's going to be a double-edged sword. They're going to have to lay down the truth. They're going to have to come to the truth. And start accepting in their own minds that this is something that's okay to do. You can't just sit there and make a decision and be melancholy from then on. It's going to ruin the trip for them, and they want a happy trip. They don't want to be, But in the meantime, what do we have crossing us? We have the Death card. So anytime that you want to move forward in life, you have to... It's just the way of life. We have to give something up to have something replace it. Our lives are full. Let's face it. Our closet is full of shoes. And if you don't get rid of one pair in order to bring in a new pair, you're not going to have room for it all, right? That's kind of the way I look at it. Yes, it's going to be sad to go away, but it's a natural thing. It's natural for boys to leave their parents. And I just can't help but wonder if a little bit of this, just a little bit of this, is him and not the kid. He's blaming it on the kid. Oh, I know my parents, and of course the parents are going to be sad that the kid goes away, but they can get on a plane and come home a couple of times a year. The grandparents can get on a plane or wherever and go be with them a couple of times a year. It doesn't have to be a big deal, especially if he's the only one. But I just wonder how much of it is he's using that as an excuse because he doesn't want to leave his parents any more than he wants to take his child away from them and the convenience, I'm sure, of babysitting and everything else that goes with that, right? So let's take a look at what Spirit's advice is in this matter, okay? First and foremost, how can they sabotage themselves? Queen of Cups. Well, I think compassion is important, but when you are, when you're basing the whole thing strictly on emotion and nurturing somebody else's feelings, it's not going to work out well for you. So I think that what Spirit is saying is the Queen of Cups, as loving and caring and compassionate as she can be, sometimes she's just trying so hard to take care of everybody else that she forgets to take care of herself. And by doing that for yourselves, you're withdrawing, you're taking away from your own life. Your parents have a life they've chosen. You need to choose the life that you want too. That's what adapting is all about. What is the environment around you? Okay, how can it help or hinder you? We have the Six of Pentacles. And so, listen, it's give and take, right? And I have no idea what a loaf of bread has to do with the Six of Pentacles in this. That just throws me. But what it boils down to is you are wrapped up in the nostalgia. You're wrapped up in the, hey, this is where I grew up. This is where I've lived. I don't care if I don't ever want to live here again. It's easy to say, but it's hard to leave, right? And that's the environment. And I think it's recognizing it and wrapping your head and your heart around all the good memories that you've had there. But just remember, there are more to come that you will lose out on if you don't go and take this chance. The next one is advice from Spirit. We have the Knight of Wands. You know what? Just take it. Just do it, right? Isn't that his motto? Just do it. He's kind of like my bull in a china shop. You just jump in both feet first. Life can be short. somebody could die in a car accident tomorrow, or be diagnosed with a debilitating, cancer that's not curable. Any kind of things could happen that you could lose out on life. And we can't keep living our lives for somebody else. And we can't be big, fat, scary crybabies. We have to get out there and live our life. And I think that is exactly what Spirit's saying. If you follow this path, justice, you will find the balance that you need. You will find it. So that is my reading for this. Get out there. Again, we have a good solid foundation on your family. That's not going to all evaporate just because you leave. It's time for you to make this move. Things are turning for you. If you want them to be happy, if you want them to be joyful, if you want the whole move and everything to be joyful, then you can't go into this being melancholy and brooding, right? You need to come clean with your parents right away and let them know how you feel. Be brutally honest with them, because I'm sure that they can take it, and understand that you need that metamorphosis. You need that, to grow your life and your relationship and your marriage and your family and your career. You need to make changes, and sometimes they're not easy. Do not be so concerned about everybody else that you miss out on yourself. We bake bread. No, actually, just get comfortable with the past. It's okay to be nostalgic, but put it in the right place in your heart and move forward, and just jump in, go for it, because life is too short, and you will find that balance. You will be more comfortable. I see this card, justice. It could be getting the things that you need and want in life for your family. Justice could be, signing that new employment agreement that ends up letting you retire 10 years earlier, or being able to afford flights home more often. It could be the signing of a new house. There's things out there for you to come that you don't know yet, and you won't know until you get out there and do it. So get out there and do it. Today is I'm coming close to the May zodiac readings. They'll be out around the 25th, I think on the 25th of this month. Please feel free to come back for that. Please sign and subscribe. Send this off to your friends if you are so inclined to do so. I am trying to grow this channel and really could use the subscribers. And I'll see you next Wednesday. Bye-bye.